Everybody, today I'm gonna do something a little bit different for y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a little preview of the book that I'm gonna be releasing in mid-September. It is called Evolution of the Prisoner: Secrets to Becoming the Most Elite Version of Yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is a handwritten book. I did sit here for days and months, and just me, a pen and a notebook. There's no AI involved, nothing. Chapter 1 is called The Insatiable Spirit. So I'm just a little snippet of the substance of what's involved here that I'm trying to bring to the table for everybody. The Insatiable Spirit, Chapter 1. The greatest thing that we are born with as a human being is a spirit that never stops and never becomes satisfied. As the pillars of human development are concerned, you can move nowhere fast and make very little progress without feeding your spirit. It is more important than feeding your mind or your body. What I'm going to break down for you is the different ways you can feed your spirit and the ones that the average individual doesn't necessarily think of as feeding the spirit. The first thing to understand here is that the spirit is not a religious item and it is not bound by a specific belief system. The spirit is a natural part of every human's genetic coding and makeup, regardless of what his or her religious practice consists of or whether they follow one at all. I would like to introduce the concept of the governor of your entire being. That's what your spirit is, your personal governor. Have you ever seen the commercial where Steph Curry is shooting three-pointers and at the end he uses the quote, "Train the mind and the body will follow"? Well, it is 100% true, and what I would like to do here is add another dimension and create a more productive and effective method and a more complete understanding. Feed the spirit, then the mind will obey, then the body will follow. This is not an unknown concept, but I'm going to give you a new perspective and a simple approach to growth and change. So your spirit is your governor. It has authority and control over your entire dynamics as a human and has an unsatisfiable hunger for more. It is connected to the universe on an infinite scale, which means it can grow and absorb from anything. It doesn't matter or depend on where you're at, including jail or prison. So do not let a current situation or temporary struggle discourage you or hold your spirit hostage, because your spirit is not confined. It is always as free as you allow it to be. It might take a small amount of practice to open yourself up to this truth, but it becomes simple when you grasp all the basics. The first prong of understanding your spirit is that it is always in sync with nature, animals, fish, insects, flowers, plants, and the weather. Your spirit can feed and grow from a simple walk outside. While incarcerated, you are constantly forced to deal with the uncomfortableness of feeling caged. Whenever you are given the privilege of going outside to a rec yard or working a job that takes place outdoors, I encourage you to do it, and do it with the understanding that you are feeding your spirit. A simple trip outside gives your spirit a chance to extend itself and roam for a moment. In this process, it's important to pay attention to your breathing, noticing how fresh the air is, and try your best to allow hope to consume you and dwell on positive thoughts. In this process, your spirit will only absorb positive energy from the universe around you. Sometimes just watching a group of ants or a set of birds gather and hunt, and the entire process can teach you things and give you some comfort. The comfort comes from your spirit exploring nature at work. There are other times where the weather is changing. Maybe a storm is moving in the distance, or maybe the clouds are shifting. A nice sunrise or sunset. All these scenarios allow your spirit to absorb, enjoy, and grow. The instance of a rainbow demonstrates that there are miracles and signs of power in nature, and your spirit enjoys these things and absorbs from them. The second prong of your spirit is going to be your connection to your wife, your husband, mother, father, kids, brothers, and sisters. There is a certain amount of energy that is stimulated as a direct current from any and every form of interaction between you and your immediate family. They are with whom you hold the strongest relation and bond. Your family members are all tied and linked together. They all feed and absorb constantly from one another, whether you tend to notice it or not. You are always able to grow. Sometimes you grow in different directions at different times, and definitely at different speeds. The most important thing here is that you allow yourself to absorb from them and you allow them to absorb from you.